Okay, great morning, everyone. It is a brisk 35 over here today. So, coming from Florida in 80-degree weather, that's a bit chilly. Oh my goodness. No snow yet. Um, it's not raining, but it is very gray and overcast, so we'll see what happens today. Anyway, trying to catch up on my mails this morning. Have all sorts of mails coming in of late. Oh, if you only knew. Anyway, I have to say I'm very happy some of the Nityananda people are reaching out just to tell me their stories and things, and it's so appreciated. That I'm so happy that they are out of there. And I just hope more of them are willing to come forward, but again, that's their personal choice, whether they speak about it or they don't. Nobody else can walk their path, Like I say, you're the one that has to live with the consequences of your actions, not anyone else. So it's a personal choice what they decide to do. But they do have a moral support, from many of us, if they decide to speak up. So I will leave that there. Anyway, let's look and see what the universe has today. We have Chalice, fulfillment. So how do we get to the chalice, the fulfillment of the heart, the fulfillment? Well, it takes being willing to make the journey, and one is always in solitude. When you complete your path too, you're always in solitude. Okay? So no matter whether I'm with a dozen people or I'm alone, it's solitude, but it's not a solitude of feeling loss or, it's very comfortable, this type of solitude. Okay, and like I was saying today, the journey is a solitary journey. Whatever your cup holds, it's a solitary journey. No guru can do it for you. We are here to, give you instruction, guidance. But you are the one that has to walk your own path. Nobody else walks it. Okay? And it's something that is done, again, in solitude. You're the only one that's in your mind and in your heart. Like I told somebody today. You're the one that's in your mind and heart, and you know what actions you're willing to do or not do. No matter what path you take, no matter what decision you make, you will learn something from it. Okay? That is guaranteed. Sometimes we choose the harder path, and sometimes we don't. Okay? It's just, how much do you want to get out of it? If you want to get more out of it, then you choose usually the harder path. Okay? There are more rewards. But to take the harder path, it takes surrender. Okay? If you want to get to the full cup, and you want to know that peace that passes understanding, okay, you want to go the whole of the way to discover that pregnant void, okay, if you want to understand what is God, okay, if you want to, give up the illusion of the ego, then it takes full surrender. Again, it takes that death before death. It's not an easy thing. People say, oh yes, I'm ready to surrender. But when that chasm is there in front of you, it is not so easy as many find out. It's easy to say, I'll surrender. But when you get to that point and you are facing what feels like utter extinction, or you'll be possessed, you don't know what's going to happen, but you know that major something is going to take place. And so you have to have all of your faith to let go in that moment. Like Christ said on the cross, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Father, why have you forsaken me? In that moment before you make that personal choice, it feels like that. Why have you forsaken me? Now, if Christ even felt, why have you forsaken me? And he was, the walking embodiment. This is the path that one goes. He was there to show the way. This is what takes place. This is what's encountered. Father, why have you forsaken me? Into your hands I commend my spirit. Okay, and you totally surrender. Okay. Not an easy place to be. Just saying. But when one crosses that chasm and one comes out, that cup is then at that point emptied out of all the drama, the illusion that one has had, and it's refilled with that abundance of, I call it the joke of the universe is laid bare at that point. Okay. One looks and thinks, and I have to find God, but God's always there. It's always been present. You couldn't get away from God if you tried. You would have no life if you were separated from God. Okay? But we look here and there, we do this big journey, and we found out in the end, again, the only thing we needed to be liberated from was the mental spin, the mind, that creates the world of duality. So once one leaves that world of duality and enters the world of Advaita, okay, and see that all is created out of the singular life force, okay, everything at that point adjusts. Now this is why I tell students or those coming, like I have somebody recently, you're my world, I want to, don't put anyone on a pedestal, because what I am, you are. The only difference between me and anyone else is I've woken up, that's all. That's all. We all live the same lives. People all have the same desires, the same, okay? So don't put what one sees as this form on a pedestal, okay? Like I told them, surrender not to me, not this form, don't make this form as something, magnificent. I want to surrender to the... No. Thank you, but... Oh. Surrender to that God essence. The temple is in your own heart center. That's where you surrender. Okay? Not to another, what you perceive as somebody. A persona. Okay? Don't confuse what's being said here with a persona. Okay? This is this eternal truth. Whether you hear it from my lips, or you hear it from Kabir, or you from Christ or you've heard it from, it doesn't matter. It's the same message. It will be the same message, whether myself or Ramana or Kabir or, it doesn't matter. It's the same message. It's all coming from that same spirit, that singular spirit. Don't confuse it with the package that's telling you these things. Okay? Don't think that it's something that you can't go. Okay? Everyone has that inherently within them. This truth is inherently within every being. Okay? Every being has this within, but you have to delve deep. Again, you have to do the solitary experience. And when the time comes, you have to surrender 100% complete. You can't hold one iota of a fraction back. Okay. One has to be willing to totally surrender. Again, not to a persona. And this is why, when you have someone like these fake gurus, like Nityananda, and he has all these people surrendering to him, okay, there's something wrong. Majorly wrong. Any genuine guru is going to tell you don't surrender to a persona. You surrender to the inherent truth. Okay? Surrender to that inherent truth. Okay? You have to make the journey through your own heart into that stillness. It's like going to Khajuraho, these tantric temples, which they've lost the meaning of what it is. When you're standing there on the steps of the temple, you're looking out on humanity, all the goings on. Okay? As you enter, you start leaving all of that world behind. And the further you go in, the more quiet it becomes, the more quietude, the more you leave those things, okay, to enter into this quiet, this stillness. Okay. So again, anyone can find it, but you have to be willing to make the journey, and you have to be willing to surrender. In path is, like I said, the journey's not always easy. I've lost everything I've owned like 3-4 times, started over totally, and I don't regret one iota of it. Okay? Don't regret one iota of it. And all of us will find teachers that are beneficial, and then we'll find teachers where we get some things, but you see something is off, and you leave. Okay? But again, you learned something from each place. Okay? And you just continue to go forward in your search. If you are sincere and really want to know God, you really want to know truth, okay, more than anything else in the universe, trust me, the universe will put you in touch with a place where you can start to learn, where you can get guidance, where you can get aid, and you can get help. But again, the only one that can make that journey for you is you, nobody else. So again, like I tell my students, if they come and they want you to run their life, the answer is no. I don't live with the consequences of your actions. You live with them. You have to make your own choices. A guru and a teacher is not there to live your life for you. And some people want you to make every choice for them possible so they don't have to, take responsibility. You have to be responsible for your actions, no matter who makes that choice for you. You are the one that lives with the consequences, okay? So, make your own choices. You know, live your own path. Understand it's a solitary journey, because the only one that's living inside your head is you. The only one living inside your heart is you, okay? So you're the one that has to surrender those things and go within to that quietude. You begin by doing one thing at a time, okay, fully, with attention, intention. Okay. You learn to do a balanced breath, not this breath of fire, because if you are doing this breath of fire, and this is what I went to talk to Nityananda about so many years ago, I said that's dangerous. If somebody is imbalanced and they are doing that type of practice, it can be very dangerous. Why? You don't know what you're giving. Don't do it. Oh, I'll figure it out later. Okay, it's not something you figure out later. Okay, he's putting people's lives in jeopardy. You have to know what you're doing with this. This is not something you play with, these energies. Okay. If you understand, when you go further in the path, you understand that all the gods, goddesses, etc. are energies. They are energy paths, energy forms. Okay. So again, people are so mistaken about gods, goddesses, paths. All of them have to do with energy forms, different pathways of energy. Okay. If you understand that much, you're ahead of the game. Okay. You can look at the various gods, goddesses, and you can see what is the inherent pathway of energy that they are speaking to, okay. And how to access it. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here. I hope somebody gets something out of it. Okay. Again, if you're interested in here, the path I teach is Vajra Nirvana Marg. For those that don't know, I have been a guru since 1999. I'm not just somebody here that's reading tarot cards. This is my fun thing that I do. But I've had the path Vajra Nirvana Marg for over, since 1999. Okay. It's a path through Kundalini. I'm, yes, a genuine Shaktipat guru that can awaken Kundalini. It's like one candle awakens another. That's the way that works. And how is it done? It's just done by people having a connection here and doing practices that I give out. We do have an online ashram for those, because if you are awakening Kundalini and you need to have a lifeline, you need to have a place that you can come where you can stay grounded and continue to have support as you go forward. Okay, so that's why I have an online ashram. I don't have a physical ashram because, they get too many politics in it, and you've got to do the path where you're at. You don't cut off family and friends, although you'll find if you're walking a path, eventually a lot of friends and things you will wind up leaving much of that behind. They'll drift away simply because your interests become different from what they are in a mundane setting versus if you're going toward a spiritual life. The mundane things have a tendency to start to fall away. Okay. So you begin to lose, you don't feel like engaging in small talk. The more quiet you enter, the more of those things of gossiping and the drama, you just simply don't feel like engaging any longer. So those things begin to fall away. Okay? That's a natural occurrence on spiritual paths if you are, again, walking into more quietude. Okay? So people that are interested and want to know more about the path, etc., it's www.swami, SWAMI, the letter G.com. Yes, it's a play on words. Swami, GJI, is an honorific. Okay. I don't need any honorifics. It's just Swami G. Okay. Because my spiritual name is Gangapuri Kali Udamanandagiri. Yes, it's a long one. Or Sonam Wang Mo, Karma Sonam Wang Mo. Yes, I was, given initiation for Kali Chakra. One of the first ones in the U.S. when they had it. It was in Kansas, of all places. So my Buddhist name is Karma Sonam Wang Mo. And my name that came through the path of the Hinduism is Gangapuri Kali Udamanandagiri. And Kali Udamananda means one that the enlightened one of Kali that, gives out that wisdom of the enlightenment of Kali. Okay. So that's what that means, basically. So I'm going to leave this here for now. I hope somebody's gotten something out of this. And I'm sorry I missed, Jen, Lynn, and Johnny. We were going to do a threesome yesterday, but I guess maybe they tried to contact me on my Skype, and I don't have Skype really on here set up so easily. So, and then, I'm not really where I'm getting great signals. So, as soon as I get in a home, I got another house. As soon as I have another house, then we'll get back to doing more with others. I'm waiting to do one with Lena as well. Lena and I will eventually do one together. I can't wait for that. I do love to watch Lena, so I'm really looking forward to doing a reading with her. Do a really excited about that. So anyway, I'm going to go back to I have a pumpkin spice Starbucks that I got, an instant latte. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Okay. So I'm going to enjoy that and see what else we have going. Oh, we have a bed swimmer over there, Mr. Max, bed swimming. He is so funny. He gets on the bed and the little front paws go like this, and the back legs are like he's swimming and he's going across the bed. One of these days I'll have to show you that, the bed swimmer. Are you a bed swimmer? You are? Oh, you're a great bed swimmer, too. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. What do you got to say for yourself? He says, I'm waiting to go out, but they are not going to be happy once they hit that cold wind out there. They will be looking to come back in as quick as their little paws can get them back in here. Oh, bed swimming. Yeah, bed swimmer. Oh my God, the dreaded bed swimmer. It's a land shark. Anyway, I'll see you guys online. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. And if there's a reading you want to see done or a topic you want to see discussed, please let me know. Put it in the comments section. Thanks for tuning in. Aho.